All right, we're up and running. You can probably see my interface here. That's all right. All righty, boom. So, what I'm going to be doing today is building out a Discord bot. So, the the goal for this week, and it's already Tuesday, so I got to get a move on here. But the goal for this week is to create a Discord bot that saves my company $1,000. And this is kind of the first step in terms of my journey as like an AI automation engineer. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So what I'm doing right now is organizing the requirements. And in this stream, we're going to start building out like the first iteration of the bot. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, the requirements gathering process is almost done. I'll walk through kind of what I did there, and then start organizing that and then implementing the actual features and stuff like that. I did a little bit of pre-work for the Discord bot just to get it up and running, but just connecting Gadget to Discord just to get everything up and working. But most of the business logic hopefully will get done this stream. We'll see. Yeah, so this is just a record of my process in terms of building internal tools. I want to become one of the best at this out there, and it's going to take a lot of reps. I'm 22, and so you can only get so good at something when you're 22. But I think if I get enough reps in, I think I could become really good at building custom software that's actually helpful, that actually saves companies money. That's a really, really valuable skill. So yeah, and the first step of that isn't really building it, it's gathering the requirements. So there's actually one of the only helpful courses in school was this SEG 3101 course. I go to University of Ottawa, University of Zero, as it's called affectionately by its patrons. And yeah, it's kind of a crap school, but this was a really great course. And I kind of taught you how to elicit requirements. And what that means is basically actually find out what users want. Seems kind of like an easy thing to do, but it isn't. It can be really annoying to find little pieces of functionality that users actually find valuable. And so this course, and this is like an open site, you can just go to the SEG 3101 website. Really janky site, but the course notes are actually pretty good. Yeah, and they call this RE, or requirements engineering. So yeah, even if you're not in software engineering or anything like that, I don't know, I found it really helpful in terms of like what kind of questions do you even ask to someone if you're trying to build a system, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's kind of how I started. So when I'm gathering the requirements, I find there's kind of three big things. You've got to use like simple tools. There's other tools out there like Helix ALM. This thing. Yeah, it's application lifecycle management. Go away. It really sucks. It's super complicated and kind of is the worst. Right here. Perforce, like ugh. Just your average enterprise software stuff. And so the courses and stuff are going to push you to get complex tools like that, but you don't need them. You just need to write down what the system needs to do. So for example, for this project, it's as simple as this. You just kind of write down each problem that people run into, and then a potential feature that fixes it. It's not that hard to understand. Um, yeah, even pen and paper works. And then one of the best questions I've found when trying to get requirements is, what's the hardest part of blank? What's the hardest part of being a solutions engineer at Gadget? What's the hardest part of, I don't know, selling flowers online? It can be whatever. And that kind of open-ended questions, just usually the user is just going to run for like 20 minutes talking about all the annoying things that they have to do on the daily basis, and you'll come out with like 10 different ideas of products or features that you can implement to help them. So yeah, that's the single biggest question to ask in my mind. And then also, like, oftentimes I'll go into an interview talking to a user with like a specific solution already stuck in my mind. That's not a good idea. You kind of want to keep an open mind and let the user tell you what problems they have, because they know way better than you guessing. Especially if you're not familiar with the domain. Like, this Discord bot is for the support team on Gadget, and never really worked support. And I kind of know, I've been on the other end, of course, asking for support from a billion different things, but that doesn't qualify me to to make a solution for these guys. So I got to ask them. Yeah, so those are the three big things I've found, and obviously it's still learning how to do step one, but that's kind of what I have so far. And then step two, once you have the requirements, you have a decent idea of what you're going to build, which I kind of do. So this is the doc, and I have a few other scattered notes that I'll reference throughout the stream. But step one is kind of done. Change this color here. And then step two is just prototype, obviously. Prototype. And for prototyping, I always use Gadget, as you can expect. Because it's a good prototyping tool, but what it's best at is the infrastructure. And so what that means is, once you have something mocked up and you're ready to actually give it to users and scale the service, you don't have to do anything. Like always with programming, or previously in programming, you have this kind of multi-step process where you have a local prototype. Something like localhost 8080 /home or whatever. And so that's step one. And then once you kind of got that working, you got to host it. So you have just like hosting, and that's probably something like my app. And you can use services like Netlify. Obviously, you don't have a port anymore. It's taken care of. And then you kind of need to scale it. And to do that, you need infra engineers, a whole DevOps team, basically. And you only get to step three if you really hit it big time, and then your scale becomes a problem. With Gadget, and the reason why I like it is you can go from prototyping to, I'll make this red. You can go from prototyping to scaling. Your development environment can scale to millions of users in Gadget. You don't have to do any other work. And so that's why I like prototyping with it, because once the prototyping is done, my job is done, which was certainly not the case previously. This last step requires usually millions and millions of dollars to implement correctly. and Gadget kind of offers it as a service. That's what hooked me originally. All right, so yeah, anyway, so prototype built with Gadget, and then it's as easy as just getting user feedback. And repeating that cycle over and over again. So you just go like that. It's not that hard. And so yeah, and you could even go right back up to step one if you really wanted to, because you're going to have more requirements as users needs change and as your understanding of user needs change. Usually it's the latter. User needs stay relatively static, but it takes a while, at least for me, to fully understand the problem that I'm solving. And so that's where making this an iterative process really helps. You just kind of get the new requirements, just make sure this new version fixes the problem better than it did in the last version. You prototype that, and then you do it over and over again. And then, you wake up one day and you have a real service that people actually use and enjoy. So that's Gabe's patented 3-step process to making useful tools. Let's see if it actually works. All right, so I've got actually, let me take a quick pause, make sure the stream is working all right. Everything's good. I'm gonna go to my thing here. There's me. Cool. Okay. Sweet. So awesome. So I've got my my requirements here. I think also somewhere in notes I've got all my notes here. Somewhere in notes. Oh, this is it. Okay, yeah, that's one of them. This is just random notes. I should be a little bit more studious of how I write this down. So this is, I remember from the meeting, this was kind of third priority. So that's number one. Actually, there's one other one that takes precedence over that, which is the smiley one. Trying to find that one. I remember it by heart though. So basically, from the most recent interview, there's like an upvote feature that users wanted, that the support team wanted, where basically when a support ticket is marked as like completed, the Discord bot asks the original poster to upvote or downvote based on the quality of service they received. And this kind of, it games the system for the support team a little bit, because right now they have no metrics to kind of measure their performance by. And so the management and the support team's looking for like a report in terms of, are we getting better? Are we getting worse in terms of how people perceive the support? Because sometimes you think you crushed it and people walk away happy, but they just don't tell it, unhappy, but they just don't tell you. Or you thought, oh man, like I was a little bit late there, or I did this and that wrong, but people are actually ecstatic in terms of the quality of service. So, and it's just like it's an easy thing to measure, but you just have to actually ask the person and keep track of it. So that's what this first feature is for. And there are like Mava Discord bot. This is the kind of default Discord customer support. That is that's out there. And if we look at the product, I don't know whether they have this already, but I do know that Mava is pretty pricey. So even if they do, it's just a bit too out of budget for Gadget. Ticketing without the clutter, answer FAQ. Doesn't look like they have upvoting right on the homepage, but maybe. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't look like it. Can ask Grok. Give users the ability to upvote I guess, rate the quality of service. Just curious in terms of tools that are already out there. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Ask, how much do you have to pay to get this in Discord? Yeah. Okay, so it really just depends on what you're looking for. When I looked into what Gadget would need, it was above the whale plan, basically, because like 120K requests per year seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but we want to make sure we can scale pretty easily, and things that's already $500 a month for 120K, and we're kind of close to that already. And so then we break into the enterprise plan, which is obviously usually, from what I could tell from talking to them, is going to be more than double for so like 1,000 plus K or 1,000 plus dollars a month, just to get basic support in Discord. So this is kind of the tool I'm looking to replace for free that Gadget can use forever. So yeah, but it's good to know that they do already have that. So maybe I can look at the UI and copy it a little bit. Cool. Okay, so that's good to know. Great. So I get that upvote feature. I think I've got, yeah. All right, so here's my little test playground. This is where my Discord bot is right now. I'm just doing some really quick tests. You can see I have a ping command hooked up to my Discord bot. I can ping it, shows me the latency and stuff. Yeah, so let's get this going. So I'm looking to do that upvote, downvote feature. So I'm gonna have to add a few models and stuff like that. So here's my slash command executed successfully. And we'll just, so each one of these here, that's your command. Auto reply like that. And so what I'm looking to do is I'll implement at first the interaction, the upvote downvote interaction as a slash command. So let me just write this down. So here's kind of my implementation plan for V1. V1. And basically I'm going to go like make a slash command that asks the user to upvote slash, oh my goodness, downvote. And this is just temporary because I don't really want the support team, this is something they communicated to me, I don't really want them to have to remember to execute that command every time they finished an interaction. So in the end, I want when a support thread is closed, automatically fire that upvote downvote action, something like that. So the team doesn't have to remember to fire that command every time. But that's gonna be, I just don't want to have to close, like when I'm testing, I don't want to have to close a ticket every time. And so this just makes it easier. So this first pass, oops, I just want it to be red. This first pass makes it easier to test. Which is what I'm going to do first. All right. So the name of this is Ticket Analyzer, which isn't really the best name, but we can change it later, I suppose. Probably a better name would be Gizmo. Looking for the gadget bot integrations. Is a specific page. I guess I can just go to Discord developers. There we go. Okay, so the name's Gizmo. Where do I rename? I think it's over here. Yeah. Let's call it Gizmo. Perfect. Save that. Perfect. And I wonder if it updates in real time. Probably not. Okay, sweet. So that's how called Gizmo. So far, so good. Excellent. And in terms of these responsibilities, that's not quite exactly right. I'm just going to delete that for now. That's not to confuse people. Kind of was a bit too gung-ho. And then when I gathered requirements kind of the second time, those three things that I put as its responsibilities didn't quite apply anymore. Okay, so Yeah, this is the auto reply. So this basically creates a ticket for you, which is super, super helpful. It's kind of half baked right now. This is me and actually Harry, who is who made this initially, made most of this code actually. This is mostly his doing, but it's kind of half baked. I'm not quite done it, and then I figured out that this upvote downvote is like a really easy thing to do at first, and kind of does actually most of the value. That's mostly what the team values right now. So that's what I'm doing, kind of putting the auto reply stuff, all this stuff on hold. But yeah, I'm gonna add a new command, and that does the upvote downvote interaction, and then saves it to the Gadget database. All right, enough talking. Let's code. Okay, so it's been a while since I actually looked at this, but it looks like I need a /builder. So I'm gonna go rate. .ts, that will be that. It looks like I need that /builder. And looks like I also need to import it. Okay, it's not called ping, I'll call it rate. And allows the user to rate the quality of support. Okay, perfect. Now I wonder if I just reload, totally forget how this code base works, but I wonder if I just reload, I'll be able to see that. Okay, so it doesn't look like the rate command is showing up quite yet, so I have to do something else. Maybe it's in here. I'll see if the ping command is mentioned anywhere. Doesn't, oh, scan, not ping, it's just that. Oh, look at that. I was wondering why that wasn't working. Okay, good to know. Anyway, okay, so where are the / commands? Where are they being registered or added? / load and register the / commands. Okay. Now, did we get an error concerning that stuff? Oh, yeah. Is missing required exports. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I probably should have. I need this execute thing. I'm just going to copy the ping one for now and use that. And I need to import this from Discord.js. Doom, boom, boom, boom. Okay, pinging, latency. Okay, good enough. Okay, now let me see if I probably should reload. I'll go rate. Still not being registered. Okay. Okay, so I registered 3 / commands. That's good. But that third / command does not seem to be showing up. Try to open and close Discord. Go back over here. Go to rate. No. Okay. Pay latency. Must be missing something else. Let's check the logs, make sure there's no more. Okay, so this is a recent one. Reach deadline. Loaded 3 commands. Discover bot. And this thing for messages, okay. Everything there is good. I'm not sure why it's not. Maybe I need to uninstall it or something. Try again. Yes, so nothing. Still nothing. Command loader. This looks interesting. Trying to grok this code base. It's been a while, and even then, most of this, like I said, was written by Harry, so a little bit of knowledge debt I gotta pay back reading through all this stuff. Prompts. Not sure. Robot is ready. Application guild commands, client commands, blah blah blah. Let me just logger dot info commands. Let me see if that shows up in the logs. /commands, no message. I think this is the message I'm looking for, right? Loaded, yeah. So it's should be right above that. So that's where this is. But is there an object or anything I can take a look at? It's just this reload or ID. Okay. For God's command of commands. Show that. All right. See if we reload that. Still getting that error? No, that's from before. Okay, got a new. So I'm just getting a bunch of no messages. Joy. Okay, but no, I don't. I can actually read this. Right. Okay. Perfect. So the right command is coming in and it looks great. Let me compare it to the ping one. Oh my goodness. Why does it keep closing on me? Right. The quality of support. Oh my gosh. Ping type 1. I don't know why it keeps freaking closing. I'm just going to pause these results. Okay. So it doesn't reload on me, hopefully. Okay. Is there any difference in the format? Not really. Shoot. I was hoping there was. It's type 1. Yeah, all that looks fine. So I think it's a well-formatted command. It certainly seems that way. Just not showing up here. If I have to like reinstall it every time I make a change, that's like super annoying. I feel like it should yeah, I feel like it should just be able to reload. All right, well, that's annoying. I wonder if I change the wording of the ping command, like would that update in real time? Just say Gabe was here. Actually, I should check the logs to make sure that change went through. Just open them in a new tab, I guess. Okay, so it's 213. That log just came out probably. Let me see. Go here, reload. I should see Gabe is here in the description of the ping command. Okay, so it doesn't. So that's weird because it should, I feel like. Applies with ping and shows bot latency, but it should say Gabe was here after that. And it doesn't. Joy. It's got to be a pretty easy fix, but I'm having trouble finding it. Okay, interesting. Got a error. I did 3 commands. Everything looks fine. That was just now it did that. We try again. Still fails. Okay, interesting. Oops. There we go. All right, so refreshed, reinstalled. Let's see if it's working now. Okay. Okay, and look at that. So it's updated there. So that's interesting. But the description isn't updated even after a reinstall. It's really interesting. Okay. I'm not sure what to do about that. That's going to make it really annoying to test as well. Oh boy. Well, can always just edit this command. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Yeah, weird. And rate still isn't. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what the assistant has to say. Maybe that'll help me out. So I'm going to say the rate command is being processed by discord.ts, but I don't see the rate / command show up when I reload the Discord server or when I re-add the bot to the server, something like that. Alrighty. Yeah, so it just thinks that because I copied it, I don't think these suggestions are right, to be honest with you. Yeah. Because it wants to delete this, which is fine, but that's not the problem, pretty sure. We'll see, though. It's worth a shot. Worth a shot. See what the changes are here. Yeah, just deleting that. Okay, fine, whatever. No, it's actually implementing that feature, which is great, but I just don't know when I reload, it's actually going to work. So we'll see. Okay, I'll accept that though. All those changes look pretty good. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. All right, let's check the logs. 219 registered / load command rate. Great. All right. Now, if I reload, probably still not going to have rate there. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I create a whole freaking new server, whether that works. Create my own. It's not really for anybody. More Discord bot testing. Okay, create that. And now I need to get the ID and add that to from my environment variable. Okay. So channel IDs, my Discord bot token. Okay. So if I add this, the right channel ID, I'm pretty sure it'll just work. I kind of forget. I remember doing this, but it's like a week ago. My memory's not that great. There we go. Copy channel ID. Go back over here. Go like that. Okay. I don't know if that'll work, but let's see. Save that. Okay. And then, geez, I forget what to do now. Token installation. Use your provided install link or register a custom one if you use a custom link. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sweet. So this is code I'm going to shamelessly copy and paste into my command here. So row, add components, that makes a lot of sense, interaction. So now I gotta add basically all this stuff to the end and just tweak it very slightly. Okay, so this interaction, I probably need to import that. Yep. Let me like that. Action row builder. What do I need to import? I need to import events and interaction. Events and not integration. Interaction. There we go. Okay, I got any errors? I still have a few errors. Probably type errors of some sort or another. Interaction.reply. Okay, that doesn't bode super well. Okay, well, let me put that on the back burner for now, one thing at a time. Because right now I just want to log when the user presses a button, and I'll worry about user feedback, like PD, letting the user know that it was successful later. All right, where are my other errors here? Can't find the name of a logger. I guess that makes sense. So I need to, that is a good point. How do I get the gadget logger from there? I wonder if I can just go like this, logger. Okay, that fixed that. That wasn't so hard. Modifiers cannot appear here. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. That makes a lot of sense. So this should not go here. I'm going to cut that out. Oops. It should go down here. And then I'm going to need to call this. Okay. I prefer this phone interaction equals that. Just prefer the syntax. So I'm just going to change it. There we go. Perfect. No errors. And now I need this as well. Const like this. That. Don't love any. So I'm just gonna do remove any type, but right now I'm just trying to get it out the door. And I know what this does, so I don't need to add that comment. Okay. That is there, so that's good. I'm happy. Now on boot, I need to call register handler. So I'll give this to ChatGPT. This is the JS that runs to start the bot. Edit it so it calls register button handlers correctly. Alrighty. Button handler function. Okay. So after login, so client.login. Okay, that makes sense. Handle. Need to import it, I guess. Register button handlers is what it's called. So I'm going to go import register button handlers from and it's from commands, then rate. And then I need to call it once the client's logged in. Register button handlers, and I pass in the client. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now we're cooking here. This is good. Alrighty, so I guess this should work. We'll see. So when I press the button, I guess I'm expecting user upvoted. We'll see about that. Okay. So 304 loaded the command, but we've seen from the past that that's not always the case. It's kind of strange, but sometimes it doesn't actually load. Sometimes it does the result from previous iterations of the bot. Okay. No matching command was found. No matching rate was found. No command matching rate was found. Huh. It says it's loading rate. Could be just reloading. I think that's all the problems that are coming out. I'm not sure, but I think it's just taking a long time to refresh, and I'm spamming it with messages before it's ready. I'm not sure whether that's Gadget's fault or Discord's fault, or potentially a mix of both. Okay, 601. Let's take a refresh here, see what happens. Okay, this looks good. I really like that spacing as well. Really like that spacing. And if I press that, I wonder what happens. Failed. Oh, user upvoted. No way. Okay. So it's saying it failed, but it didn't actually. That's interesting. And then it's not getting the user as well. Because I think that's what it should do. Should be getting that username interaction. Username. Oh no, that's just the wrong syntax. That's not how gadget logs actually work. I kept thinking that I've made that mistake actually before. Looks like the assistant made the same mistake. Okay, user upvoted, so I have to change that. Because this is how the console.log works in like vanilla JavaScript. You can just add a comma and it will concatenate the two objects, but not the case for logart.info. You have to use a formatted string. So I actually don't think that's an issue. We'll see. But that error message doesn't look stellar. Maybe because it's expecting a response and isn't getting one. That's highly probable. Let's see. Sad face. Okay. Okay, so I'll say fix this error in rate.ts. Boom. All right. Yeah, so far the developer experience with Discord is heavily mid. I don't know whether it's my fault, like the way I wrote the Discord app is causing some kind of weird like refresh stuff where it goes back to a previous version of the bot, or whether it's actually this painful always. It's my first time doing this kind of stuff, so we'll see. Okay. Button interaction. Don't know whether that was hallucinated or not. Looks like it wasn't. Huzzah. Okay, now I'm not getting any errors, and the reply looks great. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the logs first. 309, ready and listening for messages. Is it actually though? Okay, how do we do today? We have those buttons. Let's try rate once again. Okay, great. Vote it. Boom! Oh, sweet! Only I can see this. What? Okay. Oh, I guess that makes sense because it's interaction. Bro, that's awesome. Okay, so now that I can hit a function in Gadget. Now it's just in Gadget. Like the interaction from Discord's pretty much done. All the rest of the logic should be from Gadget, which has a better developer experience. No offense to the Swedes, but your thing sucks, bro. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's kind of done. Client any. Let me see if I can get the right type for that, because I am a little bit OCD like that. Where is client? Client.login. What type is that? Client Boolean. Ooh. Client. From Discord. Okay, and then it's. Okay, let me see. Now this is just bothering the heck out of me. it's so long. And this should be of type client Boolean. No, maybe just client. Yes, nice. Okay, awesome, perfect. I've been using the browser-based editor so far, but I prefer using my Vim key bindings. So I think it's time to use GGT to bring this project locally. Bring this project to my local environment. Okay, very happy with that though. Really, really good progress, honestly. This looks awesome. Good, really good. So now when someone presses that button, I need to add a rating. I need to add a record to the rating database, which doesn't exist yet, or the rating table, which doesn't exist yet. And then that's kind of the MVP, to be honest with you, for that first feature, which is crazy. It's awesome, actually. So if I go to models, I have a Discord user table, which is great. There's no records yet, but it's fine. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a rating table and a Discord user has many ratings is the relationship between those two tables, those two models. That makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to add a rating table. And I'm going to have a Discord user field, and this is a rating belongs to a Discord user. And a user can have many ratings. A rating also belongs to a chat, I guess. How's that going to work? Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, so I'm not going to do it. Let me first get that belongs to Discord user working, and then, because right now I just have it testing like this, but the expectation is it's going to be if I go to the Gadget developers and I go to help, it's going to be right here. So like, yeah, so this is exactly it. So basically, once this is resolved, this is marked as finished, or even just the bot waits like 5 days and then sends this message. At the end of this, we'll have our little bot pop in here and at Mr. Robbie in this case, and just say, rate the experience. At Mr. Robbie, rate how did we do, upvote, downvote, and we need to be able to tie it back to this thread ID. So I guess threads do have IDs, and I'm sure you can get them. So that's what we're going to have to do next. But I don't want to have to worry about that quite yet. I'll add that, but I want to actually write the code to link a rating to a user first, and then I can worry about threads. And like, what if someone offers support outside of a thread? The bot's just not going to do anything in that case. We're not designing it for that use case. It's only to be used within support threads, in help, and I think that's kind of it, actually. In bugs, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Happy with that. Gonna check on the stream, make sure everything's okay. Everything's great. All right, so up next, I'm gonna go back to the, where am I? I'm in models, so I need to go back to rate now. And then here, I want to add a rating, upvote, downvote. So I should add in the rating schema, I should add a vote field. And it's an enum of upvote, add option, or downvote. I guess this should be, check one word. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to use the API to create that, use the API to create a new rating and create a new user if it's not already in the database. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm happy. I'm gonna take a quick break from the stream, come back to it. Pretty happy with the progress so far. Everything's connected, everything's working okay. Now it's just some gadget development. Might hop back on the stream later today, but that's it for me right now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.